is up, everybody? Good morning. It is Saturday, July 31st, and that means it's time for some more strong coffee paired with some stronger bets. I am Brandon Johnson of Sports with BJ, your host here on Brewed Bets, presented by Pale Horse Coffee. If you know them, you know their coffee's good. If you don't know who Pale Horse Coffee is, you're missing out. Go ahead, go to palehorsecoffee.com, use promo code Brewed Bets for 10% off your entire purchase. That is for online. That is for pickup in the store. The only thing you can't do is use it in the store. Make sure you make that online purchase ahead of time and support Pale Horse Coffee. Veteran owned, veteran operated, given back to the community and the country like only they know how. And we're a great appreciator of what they do for our show. We are in the middle of summer, which means that summer sports are in full swing. We're past the MLB All-Star break. The trade deadline happened, and it was crazy. We're in the middle of week 2, going into week 2 of the Summer Olympics. That's ramping up. MLS soccer is heating up. Everything. August is such a great month for sports. A lot of things come to fruition. You get football that starts back up. This is going to be a great week of sports. We got NFL football next week. The NFL Hall of Fame preseason game, the first preseason game in 2 years. We'll have some football on our TV. We'll have the Olympics in full swing. Grant Holloway from the United States. He'll be putting on his best in the track and field competition. Lots to talk about, so keep an eye out for all the episodes we'll have. But today we are talking about strong bets for the Saturday slate ahead. And that means that it's time for the 3-2-1. It's the time of the show where I bring you 3 good bets, 2 locks, and an upset. I get very confident with my locks. I have a winning record with my locks. Maybe I should just make all of my bets locks, because outside of the 2 locks I present every weekend, I don't have a very good record. My upsets are not in a winning, I don't have a good tick in the win column there. And that's where the good value is sometimes. But I am feeling extremely confident about this weekend. So let's get it started. My first good bet is going to be DC United versus FC Cincinnati. DC United look to be heading towards a rebuilding season for sure. After last year, they finished ahead of only Cincinnati, and they lost 3 of their last 4. But Hernan Losada, the new coach, first year, he's done a great job of instilling some confidence and some firepower in his club. He has them in the thick of the playoff hunt. They've won 4 since the end of May, plus 2 draws that have kept them right in the thick of the hunt as the bottom 5 in the East, and they are ready to rock and roll. So with that on their mind, and with FC Cincinnati is not a strong soccer club right now. Like we said, the only team that DC United finished ahead of last year was FC Cincinnati. It's the same club. So I look for them to get the win. I look for them to take all 3 points, and I'm going to put that on one of my good bets for a winner today. Next up, we're going to play some Major League Baseball. We got the Oakland A's versus the Los Angeles A's. The Angels out there in Anaheim, or Los Angeles now. I'm sorry, not Anaheim. My dad, when he played professional baseball, played for the Anaheim Angels. I always think of them that way. So that's where we're at with that. Oakland, money line, minus 133. Jamie Barria is going to get the start for LA here. And in his 3 appearances with them thus far, he's got a 6.23 ERA. The A's have the offense to put up a big enough number to get them to their bullpen, which is where they have their biggest advantage. So look for the A's to take the W. I'm landing on the money line. Let's go. The next one that I have here, this is an odd bet for me. Anyone that knows me personally, let me take a sip of this Pale Horse barrel-aged coffee real quick. I was getting a little dry, a little sticky there. But hey, barrel-aged coffee from Pale Horse has changed my life. They only made 100 bags. I don't know if they still have any available, but if they do, it is worth the purchase. It's fantastic. Well, let's finish up the first 3 good bets. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm not a big Rory McIlroy fan. I couldn't tell you what it is about him. He just comes across as laissez-faire, I guess, would be a good way to put it. There's no energy. There's no excitement. There's nothing about Rory that sticks out and grabs your attention. or grabs my attention. And that's why I'm not a really big Rory fan, but I am taking a good bet here of Rory to finish in the top 5 at almost even money. Plus 110 there. He's sitting tied for 5th right now with Sepp Straka and Mito Pereira. Ever heard of those guys? I haven't. So some of the names will fall off under the pressure of the final round of the Olympics or the final round of a tournament that you're in contention. Look, it's hard to play four championship quality rounds of golf. It is. 1, 2, even 3. Very, very plausible. To go out there on Sunday and grind again, knowing that the finish line is in sight, it gets hard. So I'm expecting some of those names to drop off, but more than that, Rory needs a good final round here. He's got to get some positive momentum going into the FedEx Cup. 8 of his last 10 weekend rounds prior to the Olympics have been in the 70s. 8 of 10 have been in the 70s. That's not where you want your large rounds to come from. Tiger Woods was notorious for sometimes putting up a 72, a 73 in the first round, and then he's 68 and under the rest. Rory is the opposite. Rory, again, 8 of his last 10 weekend rounds have been in the 70s. And with the FedEx Cup coming, if you've watched his press conferences, he's totally engulfing the Olympic experience, being in the Olympic Village, the understanding of playing for something bigger than the game, he said has really revitalized him. I think his mind is clear. I think his game is getting there. His putter, the flat stick, was rolling yesterday. I love the bet of Rory McIlroy finishing in the top 5 of the Olympics later on today. Take that. Now let's get to the winners. The locks, the take it to the bank picks that I am confident enough in to share with you and put my neck on the line saying this is going to be a winner. All right. The first one here is going to be Patrick Reed in 3 balls. All right. Patrick Reed in 3 balls. Patrick Reed is going up against Siwoo Kim and Victor Hovland. He is the second betting favorite in that group. Siwoo Kim is the third. So Victor Hovland, who sits, I believe, 2 shots ahead of Patrick Reed, is the favorite in that group. But Patrick's sitting there at 185. And listen, this is simple for me. He's Captain America, baby. I don't like Patrick Reed. Patrick Reed's a cheater. But when he represents the United States, something changes in him. And he goes out there and he gets it done. And when he's in a group today with a guy from Norway, I believe, Victor Holloway, Norway, Sweden, somewhere over there, and Siwoo Kim, who I believe is Japan, he is going to be wearing it all on his chest. He wants to play well for the United States of America. He is 10 shots back, so the gold is really probably out of reach at this particular point, but he wants to finish strong and put on a good showing for the United States. So I'm taking him to be the 3-ball winner in that 3-ball matchup of Patrick Reed, Siwoo Kim, and Victor Hovland. Take Captain America, plus 185, take your money. The second lock, listen, I'm out on a stretch here. I am going to send you a lock with a parlay. I know it's odd to do that, but I'm very confident in it. And the lock is going to be the Seattle Sounders to win over San Jose and for them to score over 1.5 goals. Okay. The Seattle Sounders are very depleted right now. They've lost a lot of their players to the CONCACAF Gold Cup, and they will be that way until it's over. However, there's a little known guy of Raul Ruidiaz, who has always been considered one of the most dangerous strikers in the league, but more recently than ever, in the absence of all their players because of the Gold Cup, he has proved his worth over and over again. Add that with the fact that Seattle or San Jose has one of the worst defenses in the league, I am not worried about this at all. I actually look for them to hit the over mark in the first half of this game. So my second lock today is going to be the Seattle Sounder money line and over 1.5 goals. That's a parlay for you there. My upset today. I don't know why this is an upset, but in the betting world, this would be an upset. I'm going to take Hideki Matsuyama to win the Olympics. Here's where we stand right now. You got Xander Schauffele at 14. You got Hideki Matsuyama at 13, right behind him. right behind him. He's been playing amazing golf since the Masters. And Xander always seems to find a way to fold, whether it's for the entire round, for a stretch of 2 or 3 holes, whatever the case may be. When Xander is in contention in the final round, he finds a way to get messed up. I don't know what it is. I'm praying he gets over the hump. He's one of my favorite golfers. I love watching Xander Schauffele play. But this is odd to me. Hideki Matsuyama is Japanese. The Olympics are in Tokyo. He's in second place. Why is he not the betting favorite going into Sunday? I understand that Xander Schauffele was a very popular pick going into the Olympics, but now here we are on the final day, the final round, which will probably get off around 6:30, 6:45 tonight. That's the schedule they've been keeping. But here you have the tournament has been played out, and you have in the Tokyo Olympics a Japanese guy who just won the Masters in second place, and he's not the betting favorite. That speaks volumes to me. So I'm going to take those odds. I'm going to take the plus 250. Xander Schauffele's plus 125 right now. I'm going to take the plus 250 and I'm going to call it an upset because I think it's complete disrespect to Hideki Matsuyama to have him as the second betting favorite and not the first in the Olympics. So I'm going to take Hideki Matsuyama plus 250 to win the Olympics, and that's going to be the 3-2-1. We're missing JT today. He had to fly solo last weekend while I was on vacation, so I'm getting him one back here. So we'll wrap up here and just review the 3-2-1 again. Again, the 3 good bets today. DC United plus 145 taking on FC Cincinnati. DC United is better than they were supposed to be, and they're chasing down a playoff berth. Look for them to get the win here. Oakland money line versus the Los Angeles Angels. Again, Beria for LA. He has a 6.23 ERA in 3 outings for the Angels this week or this year. Like the bats to put up a number, and the bullpen for the Athletics is far superior to LA. So if they can get a couple of runs off of Beria, they'll be just fine. And Rory to finish T5, that means top 5. That's plus 110. Look, he's got to build some momentum going into the FedEx Cup. He has to. 8 of his last 10 rounds have been in 8 of his last 10 weekend rounds have been in the 70s. That's not championship golf. He knows it. He's trying to get better. He said he was mentally blocked at the Scottish Open or the Irish Open and couldn't really think straight. Maybe he needs to take whatever Simone Biles has taken and they can get on the same page and he can finish a top 5 to get that bet won. 2 locks today. We're going to go with Patrick Reed minus 185 in the 3 balls. And we're going to go the Seattle Sounders to win and for the game to be over 1.5 goals. And then our one upset today, Hideki Matsuyama. He's sitting at plus 250 to win the Olympics golf. That'll take place later tonight. I'm taking him. Love Xander. Just haven't proven enough to me in the final rounds of any tournament for me to bet on you, especially when the Masters champion is sitting right there in his home country at plus 250. That's going to do it for us this weekend on Brewed Bets. Another great weekend of strong coffee and stronger bets. Again, shout out to Pale Horse Coffee, our sponsors. Love everything they do. Go to palehorsecoffee.com, enter promo code Brewed Bets. It's just the name of the show, no spaces. Brewed Bets, 10% off your order. They'll be glad to take care of you, and you'll be glad you made your purchase. We'll see you next weekend on Brewed Bets.